What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the Cooker Brass YouTube channel, where today, in a world of 223 and 556, we're going to take a look at the 22 long rifle, talk about the key parts and components for it, and why it's still relevant, why it's still important. So let's get into it. First off, if you're taking time out of your day to come and view this video, I just want to say thank you. Go ahead and drop a like, comment, subscribe to the channel, help grow the family for Cooker Brass. If you have anything that you want to see specifically, anything that you would like to see a review on, whether it be equipment, firearms, accessories, go ahead and drop a comment down below or message me, reach out to me. And if there's any questions you have at all on anything that we've reviewed, whether you need updates or have anything, any question pertaining to it, just go ahead and reach out to me and comment as well. But now let's get into it. So the 22 long rifle. This is my personal 22 rifle, and it is completely clear. There's no live ammunition. This is a Mossberg 702 International Plinkster. It originally came on just a regular plastic old chassis, but went ahead and decided to get this Pro Mag kit that has the folding stock and everything, where you look super cool running around with a short 22 long rifle. But in all reality, many people want to know and wonder, what is 22 long rifle still good for? So one thing that 22 long rifle is very good for is no recoil. Whether you want to take your kids out shooting, your wife out shooting, or you have just friends, or you just want to burn down some ammo, throw some rounds downrange in a 22 long rifle. The ammunition is cheap. You're able to find it absolutely anywhere, whether it be at Walmart, whether it be at your local gun stores. You're able to find it absolutely anywhere, and it's accessible. You could buy buckets of 22 long rifle for not a lot of money, especially considering that 223 and 556 are 20, 30, 40, 50 cents a round. 22 long rifle is nowhere near that, and you're able to just get a bulk amount of ammunition for not that much money. So that brings me into my second point, that this would probably be one of the better, or a solid option for prepping, or end of the world, as many people like to try to plan for, or survival, because the 22 long rifle, you're able to store that up. You're able to hoard all that ammo in and prep it to where you're buying buckets on buckets. That is not putting a lot of money out of your pocket to do so, and you're just able to let it sit for when that rainy day does come. You have it. So you're able to do that. You're able to prep with it, and say that you're using the 223, you're using the 556. You're able to hand this to your friend, whoever is prepping with you in that situation, or whatever's going on. You can hand it to your kid, and they can walk out and help you scavenge, hunt, do whatever need to be. But we're getting in the weeds on that. But that brings me into a third point: is hunting. You can have your kids learn on this while you're using your 308, 6.5 Creedmoor, the 22 Hornet, the whatever you decide to use for hunting applications. You can hand your kid this. Low recoil, not a lot of sound behind it, and you're just able to go out and have fun. Whether you're shooting squirrels, rabbits, whatever out there that you want to hunt for and scavenge for, you're able to, because honestly, within 100 yards, 22 long rifle is effective. You're still able to do so. And a lot of recommendations say with ammunition that 75 yards and in is very good and very applicable for the 22 long rifle when it comes to small game. So 100 yards, you're able to knock it down. You're able to, get squirrels, raccoons, I would say groundhogs maybe. I mean, I don't know. Just smaller game that you're able to get on top of that and help, whether it be around the farm with rodent control, or whether it be you're going out and hunting with your dogs or your kids, and you're just out enjoying the day in the woods. And then, as I stated before, training. It's very cheap to train with one of these. You're able to practice weapon manipulation. You're able to practice gun handling etiquette or skills with this without putting a lot of money into it, as far as attachments or ammunition. Now, as far as attachments goes, I know that they make these in identical versions of a regular 5.56 and 2.23. I know Smith & Wesson makes a very popular 22 long rifle version of theirs that looks identical to a regular AR-15. You're able to put whatever attachments on there. You could probably take the same exact attachments, put it on there, and you can run it just like you do your 5.56 and 2.23 if you're that worried about the cost effectiveness of it, purely because you're shooting 22 long rifle and you're able to train with that. I'm not saying you need to do it all the time. I mean, you need to know how to manage the recoil and know exactly how that weapon's going to trend when using it and when training with it. But you're able to use this 22 long rifle to do so as well. So it's just a cheaper way and an easier way for to learn weapons manipulation. You could train anybody on this. Like I said, if you're training your kids on it, you're able to train them to keep the muzzle pointed away, safety on, so on and so forth. And another thing is this is very light. It's a very light setup right here. Able to throw it into a backpack. You know, if you're going on a bigger hunt and you have, you know, your 6.5 Creedmoor or your 308, you have that strapped to your back, or you have it slung over your shoulder with a backpack. You could just put this in the bag, you know, folded right here on the side of the bag. That way, you know, if you don't get that deer that you want, if you don't get that bear, that elk, whatever you're hunting for, if you don't get that, you have this to still go out and have fun with. So that's just another idea off the top of my head to think of. But yeah, there's many different applications for the 22 long rifle. It's still relevant to this day. It's still a great a cartridge to learn on, to even take to the range if you're going with a bunch of buddies and you know they bring people who aren't very cultured into the firearm game and they just need help. You know, this could be the birthplace for them to get into the hobby as well, because for certain it was mine. It was this, and then it was a 12 gauge shotgun. So that's how we got introduced to everything. So honestly, one of the only cons that I can think of off the top of my head is the reliability. A rim, where it's a rim fire cartridge, sometimes they go off, sometimes they don't. You can get a bad batch of ammo, and it just be a long day with dealing with jams and misfeeds and misfires. You don't want that, but that's one of the cons that goes with a 22 long rifle. And the other one that I just thought off the top of my head actually is dirty. For some reason, the 22 long rifle seems to be a dirtier cartridge. When I've noticed, especially when it's came down to cleaning this, which it's pretty beat up. I haven't shot it since it's been cleaned, but it's just a dirtier cartridge, which doesn't make that much of a difference when it comes to it. But those are just a couple of the cons that I can think of off the top of my head, other than them not being powerful. I mean, I think you have 1200 FPS coming out back behind a 22 regular little 22 long rifle bullet. You just have that coming out of it. So you don't have a lot of terminal damage or anything crazy coming out after that. But it is the number one cartridge to hurt or do something to an individual throughout each year. I mean, it's recorded. You can go look it up, look up the statistics. It's the number one rifle that causes accidents in the United States, probably in the world. I know it's the number one cartridge manufactured throughout the world. So, just a fun fact there. But as I stated in the intro, in a world of 223, 5.56, all these big cartridges, these new cartridges like the 22 Creedmoor and the 6 Creedmoor, you have all these different cartridges coming out, whether it be for hunting, whether it be the 300 Blackout and the 5.56 for training and the LE side of things. The 22 long rifle still has a place in the world. It still has a place in the firearms community. And I think it's something that is very overlooked anymore because everybody's out here trying to get their Gucci build. This, you know, want to look like the SEAL Team 6 operator or the Delta operator in the world. And it's just overlooked. You know, a lot of that stuff can get expensive. A lot of people come in and spend all their time on that one build and they don't have anything left when, you know, you could have a few builds and still have a couple of these. But yeah, the 22 long rifle. I know spat off a lot of different things in this video, but I hope you found it informational. I hope you feel the same way about the 22 long rifle. If you do, go ahead and drop a comment down below. Tell me how you feel about it. Tell me what your experience is with it, because I know I have the rifle, but like I said, you can get it in the old school bolt actions. You can get in the old school looking rifles. You can get in, if they still make the pump 22s. I have this, which is, I'm pretty sure, is a blowback system. You can get them in the AR versions. You can get them that look like the CZ Scorpions, pistols. They make a ton of different versions to where if you just want to look cool, you can do so, but not for a lot of money. So I hope you found this video informational. Like I said, share down in the comments what your experience is with it. Reach out if you've had a funny story or something cool going on with a 22 rifle. If you still use it, if you decide that you use it for training and that it's been beneficial for you, if your kids, you've had a 22 and you handed it down to your kids, just go ahead and share it down below for us all. If you've made it to the end of the video, I can't ever thank you enough for supporting the channel, and I hope you have a blessed day. Thanks.